Welcome to Backbone Unlimited. My name is Matt Hartsky. In this episode, we're breaking down the mental game of bear hunting, specifically patience, passing discipline, and timing, and why this side of bear hunting is what separates consistent killers from frustrated hikers. If you're not familiar with who I am, I've been hunting and guiding Western big game for over 34 years, and I've been a professional strength conditioning and nutrition coach for more than 30 years, and I'm here to help you become a more successful and consistent black bear hunter and outdoorsman. Bear hunting, black bear hunting specifically, is not usually lost because of shooting ability. It's not usually lost because of good or bad gear. And it is rarely lost because bears are just too smart. It's usually lost because of the mental breakdown of the hunter. Because bear hunting is quiet. It's slow. It's subtle. It forces you to sit inside your own head, inside your own thoughts, longer than most Western hunts ever will. And if you have weak patience, weak glassing discipline, or weak timing judgment, bears are going to expose it fast. Black bear hunting looks calm from the outside, but internally, it is a grind. And that grind either builds killers or it breaks them. Let's get into it. The first thing you have to understand about black bear hunting is that it removes noise. Elk hunting gives you a lot of feedback, right? Bulls bugle, cows talk, herds move, you hear something, you react. Even when you're not seeing elk, you often have auditory confirmation that they're in the system. Mule deer hunting gives you visual reinforcement. You're constantly turning up deer, even if they're not the right buck. There's movement, there's life, there's visible energy. Black bear hunting often gives you none of that. You sit on a knob, you glass a hillside, and for hours, nothing moves. And that silence is the first mental test, because when nothing is happening, your brain starts asking dangerous questions. Am I in the right place? Are there even bears on this side of the mountain? Should I move? Am I wasting my time? Those questions are natural, but how you answer them determines your season. Impatient bear hunters interpret silence as failure. Disciplined bear hunters interpret silence as just part of the process. Black bears don't move constantly. They move in windows. They feed, they bed, they reposition, and they often expose themselves for shorter periods than a lot of bear hunters realize. If you relocate every single time you feel doubt, you're going to miss a lot of those bear windows. Patience in bear hunting is not laziness. It's a strategic stillness. It is committing to high probability terrain long enough for timing to actually align on the bears. Most bear hunts are lost because hunters move 20 minutes before the bear shows up, and that's a mental failure, not a tactical one. Glassing discipline is the second pillar of this mental game. Most bear hunters think they know how to glass, but a lot of them don't know how to glass well. They scan quickly. They bounce from slope to slope. They look for movement instead of structure. They look for obvious shapes instead of subtle inconsistencies. Bears rarely present themselves obviously, not out in the wide open. They feed partially hidden. They blend into burned timbers. They appear as a patch of black in the shadows. They bed in grass that swallows their outline. If your mind wanders, it's pretty easy to miss them. Effective bear glassing requires a mental commitment to the process. You must grid slowly. You move your binoculars inches at a time. You reglass the same slope multiple times. You study transitions between timber and open ground. The mental challenging is the monotony of it, right? The boredom. Your eyes get tired, your neck tightens, your thoughts drift. And this is where average bear hunters collapse. They look once, they don't see anything, they move on. But great bear hunters, they understand that bears appear in layers. I've had countless situations where a slope looked empty only to reveal a bear on the third or fourth pass after lighting shifted slightly or the bear repositioned. And that doesn't happen because I'm lucky. It happens because I don't trust the first look. I know that it's going to take a lot of time. The mental game of glassing is about refusing to rush. It's about believing that bears are there until proven otherwise. And that belief changes everything. When you carry that discipline into mule deer season, you start finding bedded bucks others miss. When you bring it into elk country, you start identifying subtle movement at distance before it turns into blown opportunities. Bear hunting sharpens your eyes because it forces you to fight that mental drift. Timing is the third mental battlefield here. Bear movement is not random, but it's not constant. There are feeding windows, right? There are thermal transition periods. There are slope exposures that matter at specific specific hours. If you're mentally impatient, you're going to misread the timing. For example, early spring mornings often feel dead. Cold air sits low. Bears might remain bedded until the slopes warm up. If you expect immediate dawn movement and relocate by 9 a.m., you might miss the 10 to 30 a.m. feeding window when thermals stabilize and vegetation actually warms.
If you're serious about becoming a consistent Western black bear hunter, I've built something for you. The Bear Hunting ebook series is a complete progressive education system, 7 volumes that take you from mindset to execution. We start with foundations of reality, breaking down the myths and mental mistakes that ruin seasons before they begin. Then we move into bear behavior and movement, so you understand how bears actually live, travel, feed, and use wind. From there, we dive into spring bear hunting and fall bear hunting, green up, food shifts, pressure, and why bears seem to disappear overnight. Volume 5 teaches you how to read terrain, aspect, ridges, benches, and edge habitat like a professional. Volume 6 sharpens your glassing and scouting so you stop missing bears in plain sight. And Volume 7, that's execution, spot and stock strategy, wind control, closing distance, and finishing the encounter. Buy each volume individually or bundle them all to save 60% off at backboneunlimited.com. Midday often produces bears in the springtime, but only if you have the mental strength and fortitude to stay glassing while everybody else is hiking back to camp. Timing also matters on stocks here. You might glass a bear feeding towards timber and have the impulse that hunters drop everything immediately. The disciplined hunter studies direction of the wind, recognizing that waiting 20 minutes could produce a better approach angle. Timing is about resisting urgency. Black bears teach you that patience aligned with the right moment produces higher percentage encounters than constant action ever will. That lesson transfers directly into elk hunting too. A lot of elk stalks are blown because a hunter moved before the herd committed to bedding. How many mule deer opportunities are lost because a hunter approached too early instead of letting a buck bed in a predictable spot? Bear hunting just strengthens your internal clock as a hunter. It teaches you to move when probability peaks, not when adrenaline spikes. Another mental challenge in black bear hunting is boredom. I mean, let's be honest, sitting on a ridge for 6 hours glassing the same basin is not glamorous or a lot of fun necessarily. It's not cinematic. It's not dramatic. It's quiet work. Boredom tempts movement. Boredom tempts shortcuts. Boredom tempts self-doubt. But the bear hunters who consistently kill bears have a different relationship with boredom. They see it as an investment. Every minute glassing increases odds. Every reglass sharpens detail recognition. Every hour staying in a productive basin compounds probability. If you treat boredom as wasted time, you're never going to become consistent at bear hunting. If you treat boredom as a strategic positioning, you're going to outlast the majority of bear hunters. The mental edge here is subtle but powerful. It's not about toughness in the traditional sense. It's about comfort stillness. And that comfort builds resilience for all species because Western hunting is rarely constant action. It's long periods of patience punctuated by brief windows of execution. Bears simply magnify that reality. Self-control is another mental factor bears expose. You finally glass a good bear. He's feeding broadside. Distance is manageable. Wind is acceptable. Your heart rate rises. This is where self-control matters most. Do you push the stock because you're afraid he'll disappear? Or do you pause and evaluate your approach options carefully? Do you force a marginal shot angle because you fear losing the opportunity? Or do you wait for alignment? Bears don't tolerate rush decisions well. They're deliberate animals. They scent check before exposing themselves fully. They shift feeding lanes subtly. If you can't control emotion in that moment, you're going to introduce risk unnecessarily. The mental discipline to pause when adrenaline spikes is what separates consistent bear killers from the streaky ones who just get lucky now and then. That discipline transfers heavily into archery elk hunting too, where shot timing and draw discipline determine outcomes, right? Same thing. Bears sharpen your emotional regulation. They just make you a better hunter. Confidence is another mental pillar bear hunting builds. There's going to be days when you see nothing. You're going to sit in good country with perfect wind and no movement. And this is where
mental resilience is tested. Do you abandon belief in your system or do you trust your analysis and stay committed? Bear hunting builds confidence through repetition. When you begin seeing patterns, bears appearing on similar slopes at similar times, for instance, your trust in the system grows. You're going to stop second guessing every quiet hour. You understand that silence doesn't mean absence, and that confidence changes how you approach all species. You no longer panic when elk go quiet. You no longer abandon mule deer basins prematurely. You no longer equate lack of immediate feedback with failure. Bear hunting teaches long term thinking in hunting. You're going to blow stalks. You're going to misjudge wind. You're going to rush at least once, and bears are going to disappear without drama. And if you're mentally defensive, you're going to blame terrain, weather, or luck. If you're mentally disciplined, you're going to review that decision. What assumption did I make that was wrong? Where did the wind shift? Did I move too soon? Did I misread timing? And that honest review process is what creates growth. Bear hunting demands accountability because the system is quiet. There are few distractions to hide behind. It becomes a mirror, right? That accountability strengthens you as a hunter across all species. The mental game of bear hunting also involves accepting uncertainty. Even with perfect wind, perfect terrain, and perfect patience, bears don't guarantee exposure. You must be comfortable with imperfect control. This is difficult for bear hunters who want constant reinforcement. But when you accept that uncertainty is just part of the system, you're going to stop chasing control and start maximizing probability. That mindset creates calmness, and calm creates better decisions. Better decisions create more consistent outcomes. Another overlooked mental component is your energy management. Long glassing sessions require physical stillness and mental alertness, right? Those are two hard things to combine. If you let your posture deteriorate, for example, your focus is going to decline. If you snap constantly out of boredom, your alertness is going to drop. If you check your phone or allow distractions, you're going to miss subtle movement. The mental discipline to treat glassing as active work, not passive waiting, is critical here. Your mind has to stay engaged. I often rerun slopes in my head while glassing. Where would a bear enter? Where would he exit? Where is the freshest feed? Where would thermal shift first? That mental engagement, those games, it prevents drift and it keeps me sharp, and it will help you stay sharp too. That level of mental presence transfers into all hunting as well. You're going to become harder to surprise. Patience, glassing, and timing are not independent, they reinforce each other. Patience keeps you in the basin long enough for timing to align. Glassing discipline allows you to recognize movement when it happens. Timing judgment tells you when to act. If one of those fails, the chain breaks. If you're patient but glass poorly, you miss the bear. If you glass well but move too early, you're going to lose the wind. If you understand timing but lack patience, you're going to abandon the slope before it matters. The mental game is integration here, right? And that integration is why bear hunting is such a powerful teacher. Now, there's one final piece to the mental game of black bear hunting I want to talk about, and that's trust. You must trust your terrain analysis. You must trust your wind assessment. You must trust your decision to stay. You must trust your choice to wait. Now, all of those things, they're just trust to avoid doubt, because without trust, doubt's going to creep into your head. And that's what breaks the mental game of bear hunting, right? Doubt leads to movement. Movement leads to mistakes. When you've put in the work, you've studied the green up, you've analyzed food sources, you understand thermals in your area. You must trust. That earned trust stabilizes your mind in all those quiet, long hours. It reduces emotional swings. It strengthens your decision making, and that stability carries into every hunt you pursue. Bear hunting is not just about finding bears. It's about building your discipline. It's about strengthening your patience. It's about sharpening your glassing skills. It's about mastering timing. It's about regulating your emotions. It's about embracing stillness in those quiet hours. When you master the mental game in bear country, you become calmer in elk country. You become more disciplined in mule deer basins. You become more controlled in high pressure moments. The mental strength built in quiet black bear hunts carries into every species. And that's why I believe bear hunting is one of the most valuable training grounds in Western hunting. Now, if you want to go deeper into Western black bear movement, pressure patterns, terrain positioning, and structured decision making. That's exactly why I built the Black Bear Hunting series of ebooks. It's a progressive system designed to help you understand how black bears actually use country and how to position yourself accordingly. I have a link to those ebooks in the description. And if you want ongoing access to the Team Backbone community, classroom, my full digital vault of black bear resources, private discussions, and direct communication to me for planning, you can join Team Backbone at backboneunlimited.com underneath our membership tab. Everything we talked about here is connected. Preparation is not a single video, it's a system. Thanks for being here. I appreciate all of you. Until next time, train harder, hunt smarter, and never settle.